The Lil Rascal is a board that is pretty much something that when your normal little board's not working because the waves are too small or too slopey or mushy, and you can't ride even your groveler board, you just short boards aren't working, period, and you don't want to go ride a long board, you get on this puppy. This is where this one comes alive. So kind of the board in the quiver for, this isn't like your versatile for all different types of waves. This is specific for little mushy waves or waves that just got no guts to them.
And I always thought that you needed one of these, period. You need one in your car the whole time, even when you travel them about.
Yeah.
And it was one board I actually thought, you're going to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
When it's small or when it's even just a little overhead.
Yeah.
Just do it and mix it up and have fun.
Yeah, you can ride this thing actually. The first time I rode your board, the first Rascal I ever made for Jay, a 5.5, 19 and 3/8, but 2 1/4. And the first time I rode that was in overhead mainland Mexico, beach break.
Yeah,
and the thing is the best
surf. Because you were ripping on it.
It was it was the best surf I had that whole trip.
Yeah, it was really surfing well on it.
And then Jay said, hey, give us a look at that thing. Let me have that back. But this, so it's a lot more versatile than I initially intended for this board when I was first thinking about this design. It was primarily just for small little waves, and that's where it goes best, I'd say. That's really the home for this. But you can ride it in pretty much anything, and how it feels on your feet is just feels like a little rocket. It's just full speed ahead. You're not waiting for the pocket. You're not waiting for nothing. It's going. Whether it's a flat spot, long section, bowl, anything. So kind of the speed of an old school like retro board, those 70s boards, how quick they just went, or like an 80s style board, they just went. It's that kind of speed, but it's got the modern bottom contours put into it, and so it just has a lot more, what would you call it, traction. A lot more traction in this board. So you can throw it right in the pocket. It's not going to slip out, slide out, and do modern surfing on it, but with old school plenties of speed.
There's one board I really couldn't get off, especially surfing out at Malibu. There's only one way you could actually mix it at first point with surfing one of these.
Yeah.
And you could have like 4 guys dropping in on the wave at once.
Yeah, everybody was really happy with you that day.
Yeah, I was
all the other people out in the lineup.
Yeah, shake my hand by the end of the surf. Thank you very much.
And something about the dimensions that you want to ride on this board is here's kind of another view of that's a little steamy little board. Like this is like what Jay would ride. Jay's, what are you, like 5'11", 160 pounds? Everything's in kilos in Australia. You're not 5'9". He hasn't measured himself since he was a kid. But
I'll keep it at that.
But this board you want to ride off of your regular shortboard dimensions. You want to go about 5 inches shorter, about an inch wider, and then you can go the exact same thickness as your regular board. You just keep the deck super flat, so you redistribute all the volume from a typically normally domed deck. This is a real flat deck, but it pulls all the volume out to the rail, real full boxy rails. And that combined with the flat rocker and just the wider outline and volume out to the rail gives you plenty of paddle. Actually paddles better than a regular shortboard, at least as good as your regular shortboard, if not better.
So from your original shortboard, same thickness, are you going to give it to the guy that's actually going to get their board at the same thickness as you get as a regular board?
Yep.
Or give it another 1/8 or another 1/16 more thicker?
No, just same thickness, but the deck's so flat and the rails are so full.
So it's not pushing water.
Right. Well, it just keeps all that volume, all that float out here in your rails.
Yeah.
So you don't need an extra dome because you're going shorter.
And when you got the low rocker, when you're paddling, that's when you're pushing more
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is so flat that it's just, you're just gliding.
Gliding, yeah. That's how I found it.
And then the bottom, what I do, put the bottom in, it just is pretty simple. Bottom, it goes from a single to double to what I call a spiral V. A lot of V releasing the water out through the tail, through the back here. but V keeps the tail really free in small waves. It's a bottom contour that works insane in little stuff, because your regular high performance shortboard, you got real heavy concaves, typically running single to double or single to deep single through here. And that works great for waves that are real bold and real pushy, because it helps the board to hold in real solid. But in little waves where the waves aren't pushing you, where you're relying on your board to make the speed for you, you don't want something super grippy. You want something that's going to feel a little bit more free. And that's this bottom contour. Under your back foot when you're going through turns, you're not feeling like you're dragging an anchor or your tail sticking. It's feeling just real free and just flying and gliding. And that's the Lil Rascal.
That was a good way of summing it up, mate. Really good. A little rocket.
Thanks, Brad.
A little red rocket.
That's a wrap on that.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Oh wait, you know what? No, there's one other thing.
We can get it
Yeah, the
set
fin
with the...
setup. Yeah. Fin setup on this. The preferred fin setup, and what I found works the best, and this is what Jay is running on his board, is these larger MR style side fins. And what you get with the larger template on the sides, you get more drive, and more leverage created with this fin against the water when you're pushing on it. So that equates to more drive out of your turns and into your turns. And then this little guy is just more of a little stabilizer. Smaller fin back here reduces drag, so the board just skates along. But you want a little something there because you do need that. You do need that hold through turns, and so that's the concept of this setup.
And so you can get quads as well.
Yeah, you
can. 5 fin.
Yeah, exactly. You can get this in the quad setup too, and it's kind of the most popular right now is get it with the setup back here with the plug, so you can ride it as a quad. 5 fin setup basically, so you can ride it as a quad or you can ride it as a thruster. A lot of different fin options, different conditions, different, you know, what you prefer too. You want to find out what works best for yourself.